afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Your captain with an update on position, progress and the weather. Position at noon today was latitude is north 38.2 degrees and longitude west 32.9, and that puts us 1,300 miles west of Cape Trafalgar in the Strait of Gibraltar. Currently we're passing over the Mid-Atlantic Ridge, the longest mountain range in the world, albeit submerged. We're on a run-line course of 095 degrees at a speed of 1,800 knots, and that depth of water is just 2,000 meters, or 6,500 feet. Since departure of Bermuda, we have now covered 1,630 nautical miles of stormy ocean, and since noon yesterday, 425, which leaves just 340 to our destination in the Azores. The weather today, partly cloudy with some sunny spells and the occasional passing shower. The wind from the north will port beam 32 knots or 4-7. The seas are rough and there's a heavy swell. The outside air temperature a brisk 13 Celsius or 55 Fahrenheit. The weather conditions will remain much the same as this until the early hours of the morning, when we expect the swells to reduce. And the forecast that we have in is for the swell height to reduce 4.5 to 3.5 meters, with scattered showers and squalls. So fairly familiar stuff, and all part of the transatlantic experience. Now, at about 16 minutes past midnight last night, the crew alert signal was sounded by the officer of the watch, which he has authority to do, and which signifies that all ship's company must go to their emergency positions. The crew alert signal was sounded because it was thought that there was a fire in the funnel. That's where all the waste heat and exhaust is vented. Any suspected fire in the machinery space will get a full response. We're all very aware that we're in the middle of a stormy ocean, and to paraphrase our company procedures, there is clear evidence that it is better to overreact to an emergency than to underreact. And in the case of a fire, to take immediate positive action to deal with and extinguish it at source. In the event, it was a false alarm, but our well-drilled response went into effect, and the ship's company did this with a promptness that I would expect and yet also am proud of. And I'll be broadcasting separately to the ship's company later. A few questions came up though as to what the funnel was. In German it would be the Schornstein, and to the Americans the stack, and it's that iconic symbol of Cunard in red and black atop the ship. And now here's Sophia.